What's going on, guys? Nick Kosko here. Rutgers falls to Purdue today, 20-18. Tightly contested dual meet all the way through from the first bout all the way to the end. Let's go over a little quick week recap here. Mike Antosh will hopefully joining me in a couple weeks when Rutgers takes on Illinois and Northwestern in back-to-back weeks. But it's got me again, of course. So right in the line that Rutgers started at 149 today, or the match started at 149 today, and Gerard Angelo took on Nate Limix. Tough two losses here for Rutgers in a row here with Angelo falling to Limix, then Mike Vanderbilt falling to Coleman. Rutgers in a 6-0 hole, but then it turned around with Jackson Tilley making his return to the mat. The true freshman got the pin, and he was dominant. He was dominant the entire match against Webster, and when you look at it, that's what you want. And I think that's why the coaching staff was really loving Turley early on in the year, but then obviously he's trying to get his weight under control after the first semester, and now that he's back, he weighed in Friday, didn't wrestle, but he wrestled today, and he showed why the staff loves him. And then you saw what he did with that pin, energized the crowd, got him right back into it. It was 6-6. Rutgers would fall in the next match at 174. Dylan Light getting that last-second major decision over Anthony Oliveri, but Billy Janser bounced back and kept Rutgers in the match with a sudden victory win over Max Line, who's a former NCAA qualifier. So again, just a tight win for Janser, but another big win for him over a guy who has some pedigree in the past. And Janser's going to maintain that top 25 ranking and maybe move up a couple spots next week after two solid wins this weekend. So Rutgers was in this match the entire time, and I love the performance out of Jordan Pagano. I know Christian Bruno, unfortunately, got knocked out with the injury, with that knee injury, and he had the injury to fall out of it. It gave Rutgers 16 points, which in the end was huge for the team score, but Pagano only down 1-0. They were challenging that last takedown for Pagano, and it looked like he might have had it. It was too close to call. I mean, maybe that foot was still within the circle, even though it was up in the air. It might have been two, but I think Pagano, I mean, you never know that he could have won that match anyway, but you can't really judge it on that. But I thought he was wrestling pretty solid against a top-5 guy, a guy that would contend for the All-American podium, and we do hope that Christian Bruno is okay for Purdue because he's a fantastic wrestler. But again, I thought overall a good performance by Jordan Pagano. Heavyweight Matt Correnti let this one get away. It looks like Correnti might be the guy going forward until Christian Colucci comes back. And Correnti has this lead, and then what you can't do, you can't give up a takedown right at the end of the match, and then luckily the time ran out before the referee swiped twice. That would have been 2 back points. And you saw what Panola was able to do, just got so aggressive in that third period. He was going for it, and Correnti just kind of just rested on his heels there, gave the takedown, and he had that match won. And that's what you can't just sit back and wait for the match to be over and let the clock wind down. And then, of course, in overtime, Panola getting the winning takedown, and that kind of turned the match back in favor of Purdue a little bit, because then you saw Devin Schroeder take care of Nick Aguilar, who had a tough weekend. And again, I know it was an upset loss to Cronin on Friday against Indiana, but don't forget, Cronin did beat Schroeder earlier this season. But I think right there, those are just, Aguilar, you really can't do much about it against a top 10 guy. But at Correnti, that's a match you just cannot let happen. He had the match won. And if you look at it the other way, as Rutgers falls 2018, Correnti wins that match. Rutgers wins 21-17. It's a 6-point swing right there. So that was a tough loss. Aguilar, tough loss. 33 Alvarez looked pretty good. He couldn't get the bonus points, but I think that's all right. He won by shutout. That's what you expect out of Alvarez. Just took care of his opponent, and of course, Aragona losing at the end in overtime, and he's tied. He has the riding time advantage, but Philly is going to ride him out the entire period. If you're Aragona, you got to get out from bottom. It's as simple as that. And I'm sure Coach Goodell in his post-match presser, which we were doing our recap, so I didn't get to run down there, but I'm sure Coach Goodell, he's been stressing that with Aragona the entire time, this entire season. You have to be able to get out from bottom. Aragona was aggressive. He got that early takedown. He was looking good, but he's not scoring as much as you would like him to. And in that situation, you have to be able to get out from bottom. And if you can't do that, then you're not going to win many matches. And that's why he's going to fall 10-7 now on the season. And a guy that was ranked top 25 earlier in the year exploded onto the scene as a true freshman. He's going through some growing pains right now. So you hope he bounces back in the next couple of weeks ahead of the Big Ten tournament here at Rutgers. But again, it came down to that. And he was trying to come up at a big spot and just fell short. So once again, Rutgers falls 20-18. Rutgers back at the rack. So you'll see these reaction videos from me back on February 7th when Rutgers returns to action at the rack against Illinois. So we'll see what happens with Rutgers moving forward. I mean, they're still 8-4. They're 3-3 in the Big Ten. They're ranked 22nd. They dominated Indiana on Friday, and they've lost to number 13 Purdue today. So I wouldn't expect Rutgers to fall out top 25. Young team, remain top 25. I would say moving forward, maybe Turley's the guy at 165, and most of the young bucks came up pretty big today. That's what you want to see, and the heavyweight situation is going to be something to monitor moving forward. Obviously, Correnti had a chance to put a stamp on the weight class for Rutgers today with a top 25 victory, but maybe Esposito's back into the fold now. Obviously, you have to wait on Colucci's status, and will remain to be seen what happens with Joe Grello's injury if he comes back at 174. Otherwise, you have to make the decision between Willie Scott and Anthony Oliveri. But overall, I mean, the team looked good today. Tight duel against a good team. Just fell a little short. So we'll see you next time. I'm Nick Kosko saying so long.